Hi, JD here from theinstituteofwow.com, and the headline of this post is Coffee Fixes Everything. Hopefully I got your attention. If you're a business owner, hang around with me for another minute or two. If you're not a business owner, keep scrolling. This will be of no interest to you. But if you are a business owner, let me tell you about the secret weapon, coffee, caffeine. Okay, I have just been reading online today that in America, what was it? I think it was 450 retail stores are being closed down in the next 48 hours across Victoria's Secrets, JCPenney, The Gap, Old Navy, all closing down. Okay, the reason they're closing down is because they're dickheads. Okay, they're suffering from dickheaditis because they're not recognizing that if they woke up to themselves and delivered Disney-style customer experiences, not service, not good service, Disney style, extraordinary, knock your socks off customer service, there's a good chance that they would not be closing 450 stores. And the reason I'm ranting on about this has been one of my favorite subjects for some time now. If you want to stop Amazon from wiping you out, and if you're in the widgets business, in other words, you're not doing what I do, it's pretty hard for Amazon to wipe me out because I'm selling a service, okay? But if you're making a widget, a washing machine, a pair of sunglasses, caps, t-shirts, TVs, whatever it may be, Amazon are here to kill you. Okay, they're evil. They come from another planet. They're going to take your business away from you, and you can stop them taking your business away from you if you know how to deliver Disney customer service, or what we call Disney knockout customer experiences. I could save those stores. This is sounding very boastful, but I could save those stores in a heartbeat. The reason I could save those stores in a heartbeat is because I would say to them, put a coffee shop in your store, you dickhead. That's what I'd be saying. David Jones and Myer here in Australia are going to go down the tube. We know that because they're run, in my opinion, by morons. Okay, they are not understanding that in the old days there was no store like David Jones. There was the maitre d' at the door with the black tie and the coat and the little cap on, and then you'd go into the elevator and a guy was running the elevator and tell you that the next floor is toys and women's wear and men's wear. It was service. These days you can walk into David Jones, it's not any different from any other department store, except that they have no cash registers open. That's a good reason. Guess how they could fix it? Okay, drum roll here. I'm being a know-all, I know, but I don't care. The fact is, put a coffee shop, and a very upmarket Palazzo Versace Italian coffee shop with a proper barista, not some 16-year-old just making a noise. I'm joking, they don't do that. But you know what I mean. Yeah, I would not go to Starbucks, for God's sake. I'm a bit of a coffee snob, because they've got some 16-year-old kid behind the counter. She's not a barista, or he's not a barista, okay? Paul Duncan says to me, hi JD, hope your weekend is going well. No, it's not, mate. Look, it's raining here on the Gold Coast. It's raining here on the Gold Coast. My wife's not talking to me. Gail doesn't give a shit about, yeah, okay, see that? So she doesn't love me anymore. And so therefore, no, it's not going I'm joking, Paul, I'm joking. Life's okay, but it is raining on the Gold Coast. It is, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not used to that thing. What the hell is this coming from the sky? Getting back to coffee and getting back to me knowing everything. Sunny there, is it? You're in Perth, aren't you, Paul? Yeah. Look, the thing is that coffee is a magical marketing tool. Okay, let's face it. When people say to me, what sort of wow factor should they put with their products and services? In other words, you know, how could they actually wow someone? I always say, look for something, if you've got a broad audience, that's universally appealing across both men and women and all ages. And that's normally a free holiday, that's normally petrol discounts, that's normally alcohol if it happens to be a business that suits over 18s, and it's normally cinema tickets. I was just with a potential client this morning. I say potential because they're a fence sitter. They haven't quite decided yet to come on board sorry?
And change their life.
Come on board and change their life. I don't know whether it'd be for the better or not, but anyway, they decided. Thanks for all those likes, by the way. It's really quite an ego burst when you're doing these things. You probably can't see them from where you're sitting, but all these little love hearts and look, I don't know what the hell those things are exploding, but it's nice. And the reason it's nice is because the more engagement you get on these Facebook Lives, the more Facebook's algorithms think that you're engaging, so they spread your Facebook Live further. I make more money, I buy an island, and I never have to do this in the future.
That's right.
Okay?
So
yeah.
Keep them coming.
Okay. Now listen, the thing is with coffee, okay, we all know it doesn't matter what age group you're after. We know that coffee is just as sexy these days to a teenager as it is to someone 84 years of age. So for goodness sake, think about coffee. We've saved a couple of pharmacies from going broke, by the way, because when I said to them who's their biggest 40-ton gorilla that's killing them, they say Chemist Warehouse, of course. I say, well, guess what? Chemist Warehouse, when you go in to get your prescription, if you're beryl and you've got a problem with your blood pressure or heart, or what, you go in there, they treat you like a number. Why don't you put a little Italian coffee shop at the front of your chemist, which had stock that no one was buying anyway? They had toothpaste there, it was about 80 years old. I think it was a little bit by their use by date. And guess what they did? We created nice little canopies outside the window of the pharmacy. We had a beautiful coffee shop so people would see straight in. And guess what Esme would do when she wanted to get her prescription, because she knows she's going to wait there for 10 minutes? Not only did they have 2019 magazines instead of 1900, but not only did they have the latest Women's Weekly, they had beautiful barista coffee. Can you imagine where little Esme is going to go to get her prescription made? Not down at Chemist Warehouse. They could not beat Chemist Warehouse on price, but they can certainly beat them on putting a coffee shop in, because the people running Chemist Warehouse are into basically franchise sort of thinking, and they're not going to think like that. I know that if these American chains like JCPenney and like Victoria's Secret and like, what was it? I think it was the, anyway, a couple of the other stores that just announced today they're closing down 400 stores. If they put a coffee shop in their store, then it would fix everything, okay? And I'm being facetious, obviously they'd have to do more than that, but boy oh boy, if David Jones and Meyer woke up to themselves and decided to give an experience and put beautiful, we're talking something straight out of Italy, okay? It's got to be a proper, incredibly themed coffee shop, as if Disney were doing it, okay? And if they brought back customer experiences, which is, something that none of these department stores have. They've hardly got a cash register open these days. Look, coffee, I know, fixes everything, because my marriage was in trouble, wasn't it, Gal?
Yes, it was until
I bought her a cup of coffee. And look at that. Are we happy now? Are we a happy couple?
I would have preferred a glass of wine.
Okay, well, I don't love her that much. Coffee was enough, okay? It cost me $4.50 as it is. And now that coffee has taken us from bland to grand. We are now a happily married couple, okay? Yes. And yeah, okay, fair enough. Right, I'm out of here. I just thought I'd bag out the department stores, and anyone who's doing it tough out there in the retail game. Well, the thing is, wake up to yourself. Bring back customer service. Greg Mackay says, "Hi, Gal, you're doing an amazing job." Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. We all know who the star is.
Oh God Almighty. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so therefore, look, the thing is that if you are in the retail game, if you're in the hospitality game, and you're not offering extraordinary Disney-style customer service, then you deserve to go down. Okay, I'm being Gordon Ramsay, Mr. Nasty here, but you deserve to go down. You know what? Disney have lots and lots. Disneyland, all the Disneyland parks have lots and lots and lots of competition. Of course they do. There's online games now that people can play. They don't have to go to Disneyland. They can put 3D VR glasses on, okay, virtual reality, and they can go on the roller coaster. They don't have to go to Disneyland and spend all that money. You know what? They still go to Disneyland. And if you speak to any of the Disney executives, and I do because I live in that world, they will tell you that people rave about Disneyland when they get home, about the customer experience. Not Space Mountain and not Pirates of the Caribbean, that comes second. Of course they rave about that eventually, but they talk about the customer experience, not customer service, the unbelievable knockout customer experience. And that's what you get at Disneyland. And if you're in the retail, hospitality, or bricks and mortar game for anything, doesn't matter whether you're selling mattresses or whether you're selling TVs or radios or whatever it may be, start to wake up to yourself and give an extraordinary Disney-style customer experience, and think about putting a coffee shop in. If Victoria's Secrets had put a coffee shop in their Victoria's Secret shop, then they would not be closing down all the stores at the moment, in my opinion, because people would be attracted to coffee. Now, I spend a lot of time in Victoria's Secret stores, and I would spend more time, wouldn't I, Gail, if they had a coffee shop in there?
Hang on a second. You've never bought me anything from Victoria's Secret.
Well, that was because we're going through a marriage crisis. Okay. That was when our marriage was not so tight. Okay,
this is something new to me.
Yeah. So there's every chance in the world.
Everybody else has heard this.
Exactly. Now, so if anybody sees me walking into a Victoria's Secret store, they're likely they'll know it's just saved my marriage. Okay, enough silliness. We're at Harbour Town Shopping Centre. Okay, over there. It's pretty jammed, of course. Gold Coast Harbour Town is always jammed. We're just ducking in to go to Victoria's Secrets. Okay, right. Have a good weekend, guys. By the way, if you want more of this direct response stuff without the silliness, no, I can't guarantee that. It still is pretty silly wherever you go. But if you want some more stuff, there's a couple of links above, and there is a webinar. We're going to be changing this webinar quite often, so that if anyone goes there regularly, they'll see a different webinar. But there's a free webinar that'll play automatically if you just click the link above, which is wowmysales.com. So if you go to wowmysales.com, there's a webinar for you to have a squeeze at. Straight away, it's on demand. You don't have to give your details, so we won't be bugging you with emails thereafter. And if you wanted to have a call with any one of us, then just go to bookawowcall.com. There's another link above, and you can book a call with one of our people. If you're in business and you don't have a marketing plan, you need to talk to someone either like me or someone else, because you need a marketing plan. And if you think what I'm saying here is common sense on steroids, and your business needs marketing, which is common sense instead of what the young guns are telling you to do in terms of building your brand, well, that's great. I haven't come across too many people at the moment that have a small to medium-sized business that can afford to sponsor the Brisbane Broncos or maybe sponsor the Olympics and build their brand and then wait for people to taste their product. What we do is teach people to taste your product or your service and at the same time fall in love with your brand.
Well, one thing though is that I'm sure Victoria's Secrets and all these other businesses were quite happy in building their brand.
Yep.
And look what it's done for them. Zilch. Nothing.
Yep.
There's no customer experience.
Yep.
So much for building your brand.
You see, Gail's been to a few of my seminars and has listened to a number of my webinars and podcasts, and every now and again she's in these Facebook Lives, so she is so much smarter than what she used to be. There's no way Gail would have come up with that comment before you've been to my seminars. Is that
No,
right?
that's right. I've been to a lot of
Been to a
seminars.
lot of, she wishes she hasn't been to one. No, but what Gail said, all jokes aside, is absolutely the case. These incredible brands, we're talking Victoria's Secret, we're talking JC Penney, we're talking Sears, we're talking all these businesses that are closing. The Gap, and Old Navy, which is another big retail chain in America, they're all closing. And they had a great brand. They had a fantastic brand, for God's sake, and yet they're closing. And goodness me, that's got to do with the fact that they are living off the brand persona, but not recognizing that Amazon are wiping them out. And what you've got to do to stop Amazon from wiping you out is, create incredible Disney-style experiences and give them coffee. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, I know, but I'm telling you, if I put a coffee shop in any one of these retail stores that we're going down, I mean, Woolworths, I have to say that I'll give them some credit. I used to be the national marketing guy in Woolworths, so I still know quite a few people there. I was there 1,000 years ago, but I still know a few people. I have to give them credit. The two big things they've done very sensibly in recent times, of course, 20 years ago, the 4 cents a litre petrol discount. But secondly, what they're doing is putting little Victoria branded coffee shops in their Woolworths now. And there's one at Robina Shopping Centre here, which is always crowded because Victoria coffee is not a bad coffee, is it? Okay.
No, Victoria's a fine. I mean, it's not the greatest one. I mean, we prefer a Campos or something
but
like
nonetheless,
that. But it's a good coffee.
Yeah, it's not a Starbucks.
And I think for anybody, you know, the good part about that is that Victoria is a good middle level coffee, so that means anybody that wants a bit better, it doesn't mind having Victoria. Anybody that just has a cheaper coffee,
you can see what's happening now.
Victoria is a good one.
I'll give her like 15 minutes of fame now. She wants to take over the damn show. Okay, but anyway, thank you, Gail, for that contribution, and soon it will be called the Institute of Gail. Instead of Wow. Anyway, click either one of those links above, guys. If you own a business and you need some help, then you know where to come. Have a good weekend. Gail, thank you very much.
See you later.
Very patronising way I'm saying, thank you
get
for
lost.
your contribution. I'm out of here.
I like the bubbles.
Lots of likes for Gail. Okay, God almighty, I'm going to have to do something about this. She could take over the damn business.